Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. So today we are talking about groups and teams. Whether you are working in sport management, business, or any other field where teamwork is essential, understanding the dynamics of both groups and teams is critical for success. So today we're going to explore the fundamental differences between these two structures and how they function within organizations. Here we go. So let's start by discussing the importance of groups and teams in management, particularly in sport management. With this, a successful sport manager focuses on building both groups and teams. This is because strong groups and cohesive teams drive performance and contribute to organizational success. And in the words of Dr. Frank Spaniel, we're working as a team toward a goal for performance. So we have to all be working together towards that goal. And if we're not, then something's wrong and we got to fix it. So effective management of these structures can significantly enhance productivity and outcomes. So let's start out by talking about what groups are. So groups have a clear leader and consist of two or more members who perform independent jobs. Each member has individual accountability, meaning that their performance is evaluated and rewarded separately. For example, in a traditional corporate setting, employees may work on different projects under one manager. Each person's responsible for their own task, and their success is measured individually. Now let's look at teams, which function differently from groups. Teams are a subset of groups, but they have shared leadership. Members perform interdependent jobs, meaning that everyone's contribution is crucial to the team's overall success. And teams have both individual and group accountability. And their performance is evaluated both collectively and individually. That interdependence is key. For instance, in a sports team, while individual players may excel, the team's success depends on how well they work together to achieve a common goal. To summarize, while groups and teams may seem similar, the key difference lies in the structure of leadership and the nature of accountability. Groups focus on individual tasks with independent responsibility, while teams emphasize collaboration and shared leadership, where success is tied to the collective performance of the group. This table highlights the key differences between groups and teams across several characteristics. As a sport manager or leader, focusing on building both groups and teams is essential for ensuring your success. However, again, the structures operate differently in important ways. Number one, the characteristics of the groups. The size of the group is something that's imperative. And so groups consist of two or more members and can sometimes be large. Their leadership is typically, you have one clear leader who makes decisions. And the jobs in a group are distinct and clear-cut. So each member performs an independent part of the work. And the group's leader evaluates each member's individual performance. Rewards are based on individual performance, and the objectives are generally set by the organization and the group leader. You probably all have been involved with group projects, and that's kind of along the lines of what you're talking about here. Oftentimes you all have different sections that you're taking part of or control, or and that you are in charge of that particular section. And everybody brings their sections together with maybe one clear leader who is making the decisions on how things will go. If we look at teams, on the other hand, they are typically smaller and consist of 5 to 12 members. Leadership is shared among the members, and the jobs within a team are fluid, often overlapping in terms of responsibility and tasks. Members perform many interdependent tasks, and the teams work together to complete an entire project. So team members evaluate each other's performance as well as the group's collective performance, which is sometimes nice. Sometimes you need somebody to just say, hey, you're not doing your part of the job. Pick up the pace. The rewards are based on both individual and group performance. And so objectives are set by both the organization and the team. So some key differences are, again, the groups can be large while teams generally consist of about 5 to 12 members. And in groups, there's one clear leader who makes the decisions, while in teams, leadership is often shared. The jobs, group members work independently on distinct tasks, while team members often overlap and collaborate on interdependent tasks. And as far as accountability is concerned, groups focus on individual accountability, while teams emphasize both individual and collective accountability. And group rewards are individual based, while the team rewards consider both the individual and the group. And the objectives in groups, objectives are set by the organization or the leader, while teams have more input in setting objectives. First, let's talk about rules. Rules are formally established by either the organization's management or the group itself. They are explicit and clearly communicated to all members. Everyone is expected to follow these rules, which help to maintain order and structure within the group or team. For example, in a workplace or sports team, a rule could be team members must attend all scheduled meetings or practices, and failure to follow such a rule might lead to penalties or disciplinary actions. Now let's turn our attention to norms. Unlike rules, norms develop informally as team members interact with one another over time. These norms are unspoken, but they significantly influence the behavior and attitudes of team members. Essentially, they represent what is considered socially acceptable behavior within the group or team. For instance, a sports team. There may be an unspoken expectations that newer players will take advice from senior players, even though it's not an official rule. In the workplace, a norm might be that everyone helps clean up after a meeting, even if it's not written down anywhere. Norms can be incredibly powerful in shaping team dynamics. Positive norms foster an environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing ideas, participating, and supporting each other, and that's crucial for creating a high-performing team. On the other hand, negative norms, such as a culture of cutting corners or overlooking problems, can lead to poor performance and a toxic work environment. While rules provide structure and formal expectations, it is often the informal norms that guide day-to-day behavior within a team. As a leader or manager, understanding both rules and norms allows you to better shape the culture of your team for long-term success. Research consistently supports the idea that fostering positive norms within teams is often more important than selecting individual members based solely on their skills or qualifications. Positive norms encourage behaviors like open communication, where everyone talks in meetings and people feel safe sharing ideas without the fear of being judged. This creates a culture of trust and collaboration, which in turn drives team performance. For instance, a team that encourages regular feedback and mutual support is far more likely to achieve success than one that focuses solely on technical ability but ignores open communication. The downside of negative terms are that it can also work against a team if the norms can also work against a team if they are negative or destructive. Negative norms such as bending rules, engaging in heavy social drinking, drug use, or underperforming can sabotage team performance. These behaviors can't be accepted over time if they aren't addressed, creating a toxic environment that hinders productivity and success. For example, if members of a team regularly show up late to meetings or consistently ignore deadlines, these actions can become accepted norms, leading to diminished output and dissatisfaction among the rest of the team. As a manager or leader, understanding and shaping team norms is critical to maintaining high performance. Encourage positive norms like inclusivity, open dialogue, and accountability. Discourage negative behaviors before they become ingrained in the team's culture. By doing so, you can create an environment where your team thrives, both in terms of individual contributions and collective success. There are different types of groups in sport management, and how they are categorized is based oftentimes on their structure and their purpose. So understanding these group types will help you better manage teams and staff in a sporting context, as each type serves a specific role within the organization. So the first to talk about is the formal versus informal groups. Formal groups are officially established by an organization to achieve specific objectives. They are typically aligned with the organization's structure and goals. In sport management, formal groups could include an administrative team tasked with handling operations for a sports league, or a group of coaches who work together to develop game strategies. Informal groups are not created by management but form naturally as people interact within the organization. These groups arise based on personal relationships, shared interests, or social activities. For example, an informal group could be a few staff members from different departments who regularly meet up for lunch or workout sessions. While they may not have an official function, these groups often improve morale and team cohesion. Now let's look at functional and cross-functional groups. A functional group is composed of members who perform a similar task within the same department or area of expertise. In sport management, think of a marketing team working together to promote events, or a coaching staff focusing on player development. Functional groups allow for specialization and deep expertise in a specific area. In contrast, cross-functional groups bring together members from different departments or areas of expertise to collaborate on a specific project or goal. A good example in sports might be a stadium operations task force that includes members from marketing, ticket sales, security, and event management working together to plan and execute a major sporting event. Cross-functional groups are especially effective for tackling complex, multidisciplinary challenges. Lastly, we have command groups and task groups. A command group consists of individuals who report directly to a manager or leader. This type of group typically follows a hierarchy and is formed based on the organizational structure. In sport management, a command group could be the coaching staff, where assistant coaches report to the head coach, or a front office team reporting to the general manager. Command groups are often responsible for making key decisions and executing strategies within their domain. A task group is formed to complete a specific project or accomplish a specific task. These groups can be temporary and may include members from various parts of the organization. For instance, a player's scouting committee formed to evaluate potential new recruits during the off-season is an example of a task group in sport management. Once the scouting or task is completed, the group may disband. And so each type serves different purposes and offers unique advantages based on the organization's needs. Whether you're leading a formal command group or facilitating collaboration within a cross-functional task group, recognizing these distinctions will help you build more efficient and high-performing teams. So let's talk a little bit more about the different types of groups that can help you tailor your approach to managing teams, staff, and departments effectively. Management-directed groups are fully controlled by management. The leader makes all key decisions, assigns tasks, and evaluates individual performance. A sports department where the manager assigns tasks to the marketing or operations team and evaluates their performance based on how well they execute the tasks. Now, a semi-autonomous group is one where the group have some level of autonomy. While management provides guidance and makes high-level decisions, group members have the freedom to make certain decisions within their roles. For example, a sport event planning committee that receives overall goals from management but has the flexibility to decide how they'll handle specific event logistics. Now, a self-managed or direct group have full autonomy. Members share leadership and they are responsible for making decisions and evaluating performance among themselves. A self-directed coaching team where coaches collectively decide on training strategies, player development, and performance metrics without needing constant oversight from upper management. So you can see on this continuum of the level of autonomy, depending upon what type of group it is, and and also the different context associated with it. And we'll talk more about that in the upcoming slides. So in this figure, this is the group performance model. And for any type of group, whether it's management directed, semi-autonomous, or self-managed team, maximizing performance is crucial. To do so, groups need to focus on 4 essential components. One of those is the organizational context, and this refers to the overall environment in which the group operates. It includes the resources, the policies, the culture, and support provided by the organization. And sport management, for example, providing teams with the necessary resources like technology, facilities, and budget is crucial for performance. Next is group structure. Group structure defines the roles, responsibilities, and relationships within the team. In a sports team, clearly defining the roles of coaches, trainers, athletes, and support staff ensure that everyone knows their responsibilities and how their role contributes to the overall goal. And group processes. So group processes involve how team members interact, make decisions, communicate, and solve problems. Positive group processes in sport management might include regular team meetings, open communication channels between staff and players, and collaborative decision making around game strategies. And then you have group development. And this refers to the stages that teams go through as they form, establish norms, and reach peak performance. Understanding these stages allows a sport manager to provide the right support at each phase. Teams often go through forming, storming, and performing phases. As a sport manager, knowing when to step in to guide the group through challenges or provide additional resources is key to team success. So a management, if we were to look at it in specific terms, a management-directed group might include the business operations side, where the general manager makes high-level decisions regarding contracts and partnerships. A semi-autonomous group could be the marketing team, which operates with some freedom to develop promotional campaigns for the team, but still follows guidelines for management. And a self-managed group could be the players and coaching staff working together to determine strategies on the field without direct oversight from upper management. In each case, ensuring that the group has an effective organizational context, clear group structure, efficient group processes, and support for group development will enhance performance and help reach organizational goals. So this looks at how groups are structured. And with this, the arrows indicate the effect that each dimension affects and is affected by, or systems interrelationship. So when we talk about group structure, we're referring to the various components that define how a group operates and interacts. These components are interconnected, meaning that a change in one area affects the others. The dimensions of group structure include group composition. This refers to who is in the group, the mix of skills, experience, and personality traits of the members. In a sport management context, consider a coaching staff or administrative team. A diverse range of expertise from nutritionists to technical analysts ensures the team can approach problems from multiple angles. The right mix enhances performance, while the wrong mix can lead to conflict or inefficiencies. Group size. The size of the group also matters. Larger groups may have more resources and ideas, but they can struggle with coordination and communication. Smaller groups tend to be more agile, but may lack the diversity of skills. In sports management, for example, a small task force for player recruitment might move faster than a large committee, but the large committee may provide more comprehensive solutions. Then group roles. Roles refer to the specific tasks and responsibilities assigned to each group member. Roles clarify expectations and help avoid confusion or overlap. On a sports team, roles can range from player responsibilities to the roles of team doctors, coaches, and support staff. Clear roles ensure that everyone knows what they're responsible for, helping the team function smoothly. And group norms. Norms are the unspoken rules that govern behavior within the group. We touched on that earlier. These influence how team members interact, solve problems, and communicate. And sports, if a team has a norm where every player is expected to give feedback during practice, it creates a collaborative culture where everyone feels heard and valued. And group cohesiveness. This measures how bonded the group is. High cohesiveness means team members are motivated to stay in the group and work towards collective success. A highly cohesive sports team will likely perform better because they trust one another and are committed to achieving their goals together. And group leadership. Effective leadership is critical to a group's success. The leader sets the direction and motivates members and handles any conflicts or challenges that arise. In sport management, a coach or team manager is often the primary leader. Their leadership style can influence team morale, strategy implementation, and overall performance. Now, it's important to recognize that these dimensions are not independent. They form a system of interrelationships where changes in one dimension affect the others. For instance, increasing group size may require clearer roles to avoid confusion, and this could change the norms of how the group communicates. Leadership style influences cohesiveness. A leader who fosters trust and open communication will likely build a more cohesive team. And norms affect roles. If the team has norms that encourage active participation, even the more specialized roles will feel empowered to contribute beyond their job descriptions. So you can see the arrows here show the dynamic relationships, demonstrating how altering one element creates a ripple effect across the entire group structure. Understanding these structural elements and how they interact help managers optimize team performance. And for a coaching staff, maintaining a clear division of roles, offensive and defensive coaches, ensures efficiency, but they must also be encouraged to communicate effectively across those roles to share insights and adjust strategies. Team cohesiveness on a sports team can make the difference between winning and losing. A leader who builds strong bonds among players supported by norms of mutual respect and feedback enhances the likelihood of success. And similarly, norms that promote punctuality and preparation and practices lead to a high-performance culture where everyone contributes to the team's success. Small groups can be really effective in many contexts, but they also face unique challenges that can hinder creativity, decision-making, and overall effectiveness. So again, challenges with small groups are limited ideas and creativity. There's reduced diversity. Small groups often consist of a limited number of perspectives and experiences, which can stifle creativity and innovation. When fewer people are involved, there's a risk of groupthink, where members conform to a single way of thinking rather than exploring diverse ideas. And there's also a narrow skill set. A small group may lack the range of skills needed to tackle complex problems, leading to limited solutions and a lack of comprehensive analysis. So there's cautious decision making and fear of conflict that occurs. Small groups might avoid disagreements to maintain harmony, leading to overly cautious decision making. And members may hesitate to express differing opinions, resulting in a lack of critical analysis and missed opportunities. Members may be more risk averse, sticking to safe options instead of exploring innovative or unconventional ideas. And oftentimes there's a workload imbalance. There's overwork and burnout that occurs when the group is small. The workload can fall disproportionately on a few individuals, leading to feelings of overwhelm and burnout. This can affect morale and lead to decreased productivity. Limited support as well. Smaller teams may lack the necessary support systems to distribute tasks effectively, and making it challenging to manage deadlines and maintain quality. So some strategies to address small group problems are to encourage diverse participation and invite input from others. So seek input from individuals outside the small group to bring in fresh perspectives, and that can include consulting with stakeholders or conducting surveys. It's also good to rotate members. Consider rotating members in and out of the group to infuse new ideas and skills while maintaining continuity and discussion. And foster a culture of open dialogue. Establish ground rules. create guidelines that encourage open communication and constructive conflict, promote a culture where all opinions are valued and considered, and facilitate brainstorming sessions. Use structured brainstorming techniques such as nominal group technique or mind mapping to generate ideas without judgment. And make sure that the workload is distributed effectively. So set clear roles and responsibilities, clearly define each member's roles and tasks to ensure a balanced workload. This can help prevent burnout and keep everyone engaged. And utilize collaboration tools. So use project management tools and collaboration platforms to track tasks, set deadlines, and monitor progress, ensuring accountability and transparency. And encourage risk-taking and innovation. Create a safe environment for ideas. So foster an environment where team members feel safe sharing bold or conventional ideas without fear of criticism. And celebrate experimentation. Acknowledge and celebrate attempts at innovation, even if they don't succeed. This encourages a mindset of exploration rather than caution. And set goals and evaluate outcomes. So establish those clear objectives. Define specific measurable goals for the group to work toward and which can enhance focus and motivation. And do regular check-ins. So hold regular meetings to evaluate progress, discuss challenges, and adjust strategies as needed. This ensures that the group remains aligned and can address any issues early on. One of the main issues with large groups is that they often tend to be slow and inefficient when it comes to making decisions. Larger groups involve more people, which typically means more voices, more opinions, and ultimately more time spent trying to come to a consensus. In a sport management setting, this could slow down critical decision-making processes such as negotiating a new sponsorship deal or selecting a venue for an event. When there are too many decision makers, it becomes harder to move forward efficiently, which can be particularly harmful in the fast-paced sports industry where time-sensitive decisions are often required. For example, imagine a large committee tasked with developing a strategic plan for a sports organization. While more input might seem valuable, it can delay the final decision as everyone vies for their perspective to be heard. Another challenge in large groups is that individual contributions often become limited. When there are many people in a group, it can be difficult for each person to fully express their ideas or share their expertise, and dominant personalities may take over discussions while others might feel overshadowed or reluctant to participate. That could mean from coaching staff, event coordinators, or support teams go unheard simply because the group is too large to accommodate meaningful contributions from everyone. So consider a large sports marketing team tasked with planning a major event. If too many people are involved in the planning process, some individuals may not have the opportunity to share their ideas on branding, fan engagement, or media strategies, potentially missing out on innovative solutions. Another common issue in large groups is the difficulty in reaching consensus. Groups with 20 or more members are often no longer functioning as teams because there are too many participants for meaningful collaboration and consensus building. So trying to reach agreement on decisions within a group can be cumbersome. Imagine trying to get a consensus from 20 people on a change in team strategy or the direction of a community engagement program. It's incredibly difficult to ensure that everyone is aligned and satisfied with the final decision. The more members there are, the harder it is to find common ground. And that can lead to frustration and cause decisions to be delayed or diluted, which can negatively affect the organization's effectiveness. Functional and cross-functional groups play crucial roles in organizations, facilitating communication, collaboration, and productivity. Understanding their dynamics and how managers act as linking pins between these two groups is essential for effective management. With functional groups, those consist of the team members who share similar skills and expertise, typically organized by their function within the organization, such as marketing, finance, human resources, or operations. They have a specialization. They have specialized knowledge and skills related to their specific function, and often follow a traditional organizational hierarchy with clear lines of authority and responsibility. with focused goals. So they primarily concentrate on departmental objectives, which align with the overall goals of the organization. Advantages of that are a depth of expertise, which allows for in-depth development of skills and knowledge within a specific area. And streamlined decision-making processes within the function can lead to quicker execution of tasks. Some challenges to that are the silo mentality. It can lead to a lack of communication and collaboration between departments and hinder innovation and problem solving. And a limited perspective. So the focused goals may result in a narrow view of the organization's broader objectives. A cross-functional group is one that consists of members from different functional areas who come together to work on a specific project or to address a particular issue. So the characteristics associated with that are a diversity of skills. Members bring various perspectives and skills and expertise to the team. And there's a collaborative approach. So focus on collaboration to achieve common goals that require input from multiple functions. And it may be temporary or permanent. It can be formed for specific projects that are temporary or be a permanent part of the organizational structure, such as task force or committees. The advantages to that are enhanced innovation. There's diverse perspectives that can lead to creative solutions and innovative approaches, and improved communication. So that breaks down the silos and promotes better communication across the function. And holistic problem solving. So it enables comprehensive approaches to complex issues by integrating insights from various functions. There are challenges, of course, and that there are conflicting priorities. So different departments may have competing objectives, leading to conflicts or misalignment, and coordination issues. Managing diverse teams can be challenging, especially regarding scheduling and communication. Now, the linking pin concept suggests that each manager serves as a connector between their functional group and other groups within the organization, facilitating communication and collaboration. So the roles of managers as linking pins are they are facilitators of communication. They bridge the gaps between the different functional groups and ensure information flows smoothly. There's also the integration of goals. They help align objectives of their functional group with the broader organizational goals. And conflict resolution. They mediate conflicts that arise between different groups, helping to find solutions that benefit both the functional and cross-functional teams. As linking pins, managers are responsible for ensuring that their team has the resources and support needed to contribute effectively to cross-functional initiatives. And mentorship and development. Managers guide their team members, helping them navigate the complexities of working in cross-functional settings and fostering professional growth. And that is all that I have for you today. We will pick this back up. We'll talk more about group processes in our next section. Have a great day. Talk with you soon.